Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou? We've all read Shakespeare in school, and for many there are enough thous, these, thys, and thines to make their heads hurt. But just what are these archaic pronouns that seem to have no place in modern society? Today we're going to talk about thou, thee, thy, and thine, why you is used as a subject pronoun in the plural and the singular, and how all of this has affected how we speak. But first, a brief English history lesson. Old English, the predecessor to our modern variety, was spoken from 450 AD to 1066 AD, and resembled German. This is because English and German share a common ancestor. They can both trace their lineage through the Germanic line, but they developed independently, English being highly influenced by French and Latin, among other languages. The change to Middle English is set specifically at 1066 AD because this year marks the Norman conquest of England. The Normans were residents of northern France who spoke a language that was a predecessor to modern French. We don't have a lot of time to go into a lot of detail, so suffice it to say that a guy with a really cool sounding name, William II, Duke of Normandy, or later William the Conqueror, defeated a guy with a lot less cool sounding name, Harold, and took control of England. During the Middle English period of 1066 AD to 1450 AD, English underwent a lot of changes, not the least of which was the extensive borrowing of both French and Latin words. Early modern English, spoken from 1450 AD to around the turn of the 18th century, was the language of Shakespeare, and the language of the King James Version of the Bible, and the English that we're most concerned with today. First, let's talk about pronouns. Just stay with me. Pronouns take the place of a noun in a sentence, and in today's English we have quite a few, which can be divided into several categories. Subject pronouns like I, she, and they are used as the subject of the sentence. I like cheese. Object pronouns like me, her, and them are used as the object of the sentence. Cheese likes me. There are also reflexive pronouns like myself, herself, and themselves, possessive determiners like my, her, and their, and possessive pronouns like mine, hers, and theirs. So what does all this have to do with thou, thee, thy, and thine? In Shakespeare's English, and in older forms of English as well, thou was used where we use the singular you in today's English. You art cheese would have been rendered thou art cheese in Shakespeare's English, where thou is the subject pronoun. Cheese likes you would have been rendered cheese liketh thee, where thee is the object pronoun. Your cheese stinks would have been rendered thy cheese stinketh, where thy is the possessive determiner. It's not my cheese, it's yours would have been rendered it's not my cheese, it's thine, where thine is the possessive pronoun. But there's more here than meets the eye because you also existed in Shakespeare's English, as did a more curious word, ye. How do you and ye relate to thou and thee? For that, we have to go back a little further. Note, to simplify things and to avoid confusion, I'm going to use modern spellings and modern pronunciation. So don't be trying to tell me that I don't know how to speak Old English and Middle English, which, I don't. In early Middle English and in modern English, thou is used exclusively to refer to an individual in the second person. If I were to talk to my friend, I would say, thou art my friend. Thee was used exclusively as the second person singular object pronoun. I love thee. Ye, on the other hand, was used exclusively to address multiple people in the second person. Ye are my friends. You was used exclusively as the second person plural object pronoun. I love you. You meaning I love you all or I love you guys. You in the plural. It was in Middle English, through French influence, that English speakers first started to use ye to not only refer to a group of people, but to also refer to an individual in a more formal manner, to show respect. It was originally something that you'd say to your king, ye are very wise, your majesty. Or in modern English, you are all very wise, your majesty. Kind of like you're so great that you must be better than just one individual person. Ye was later used to respectfully address any superior person. Speakers of French will know that vous is a formal way to address an individual, and that it's also used to address a group of people. But they may not know that vous used to be used exclusively to address multiple people. So in Shakespeare's day, you'd use thou with your buddies or anyone inferior to you, and ye with superior individuals, or when addressing multiple people. So why did we stop using ye as a subject pronoun and start using you for both the subject pronoun and the object pronoun? Basically, bad grammar. Instead of saying, ye are my friends, or ye are my king, using the subject pronoun, people started saying, you are my friends, or you are my king, using the object pronoun in place of the subject pronoun. How could this happen? It doesn't make any sense! Well, one, ye and you sound quite a bit alike, especially in casual speech, and two, actually this is quite a bit like how many use me as a subject pronoun in modern English in certain contexts. Some say Jim and me went to the store instead of Jim and I went to the store, replacing the subject pronoun with an object pronoun. Throughout early modern English, ye and you were used interchangeably as subject pronouns, but eventually you won out, becoming the subject pronoun and remaining the object pronoun for both individuals and groups. As early modern English developed into the English of today, you began to be used more commonly to address just anyone, and thou, thee, thy, and thine died out in most contexts. Understandably, you becoming the second-person singular subject pronoun gave rise to you all, y'all, you guys, and the like, because we needed a way to differentiate between individuals and groups. Who knows, maybe me will continue on its present course and in a few hundred years we'll be using me as a subject pronoun in just about any case. Until next time, me like cheese.